It is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot and Astro Insights, and we are going to jump in to the members only Thursday live. And so, before jumping in to all of the zodiacs, there's a couple of things that I do want to mention that I do want to talk about. And so, I'm rounding up the completion of the Four Agreements book. I started it on the weekend. And I am now about finished. I'm just about to dig in on the final chapter, and I will do that before bed. I found it very interesting that there was 7 chapters. 7 is my soul urge number. And so what I feel about the Four Agreements, it really is kind of tying in that New Earth book that we read in January. And it's kind of simplifying what I feel the message that Eckhart Tolle was bringing forward, connected to a new earth and our ability to create our own personal heaven on earth. And so don't take things personally was a really strong message that resonated with me. And I did a little blurb, a partial book review on the agreements when I was into them a couple of days ago. And so, very interesting. Hello, Zandra. The topic of the Black Magician and how society at large uses black magic against other people and against themselves and to become that white magician. And so, definitely working on being impeccable with my word and not taking things personally. So, keep your eyes open in the group over on Facebook for a full review after I finish reading the final chapter later tonight. I also want to mention we've got some big energies. Hello, Regine. Hello. We've got some big energies coming in here. We are going to have Mars finally stationing direct on the 23rd. It's going to start moving forward motion on the 24th, finally, after about 10 weeks, a couple of months of retrograde. And so we're kind of closing out that cycle of power and control issues. And so I don't want to go fully into talking about control issues. Hello, Tanya. But we've had Mars in this opposition with Pluto, and it's going to have its final opposition. I believe it's later in April, on the 27th of April. And so we're still in this Mars opposite Pluto dance. We have elections here in Canada for provincial elections. I believe it's on the 26th. I'm pretty sure it's next Thursday we have elections over here. So big energies, especially when it comes to some bigger forces, bigger than us playing out. Hello, Tanya. I hope I said hello. I don't know if I said hello. But right now I feel the energies are tough because we're kind of losing control. We don't really have control over a lot of things right now. And so these energies are going to be a little bit intense, but ultimately we're being asked to shift our perspective, to shift our mindset, and to come out of that power and control dynamic. I'm a Mars Pluto opposition. Oh, geez, that's got to be a tough one. A tough one. So I've pre-shuffled 3 decks. We are going to use the energy oracle cards today. I was guided to use the energy oracle cards because of the very intense energy. We're going to use the Angel Wisdom Tarot deck, one of my favorite decks. And then we're going to get a message with Archangel Michael. I was really sitting at my desk last night, really connecting to my guides and the angels. And these were the decks that were presented to me. So I pre-shuffled all of the cards. And I was asked to flip them up so the bottom of the cards are all showing. And we're going to start off with just a general collective message before we dig into all 12 zodiac signs. And so on the bottom of the energy oracle cards, we have the sun. Oh, interesting. And below that, all tied up, and anxiety. So I'm going to take those all, and then we're going to talk about the 7th chakra. And so crown chakra activations. And I do believe this is linked to almost like an Ace of Cups energy, a brand new beginning in love, which is always encumbered. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. It's always dependent on the love that we pour into ourselves, right? That Ace of Cups is self, love of self. And so when we love ourselves, we put in boundaries that we need to put in place. We surrender control to a higher power. And so right now I feel the sun is kind of bringing in some type of an illumination. If you notice on the card, it's a 1. 1s to me are new beginnings, and I do feel an Ace of Cups energy. So I do feel by Leo season. We got to remember this retrograde of Mars in retrograde It dipped back in to Cancer. It started in Leo. And so we're going to close off the shadow period when it reaches, I believe, 6 degrees 11 in Leo. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty good with numbers, and I'm pretty sure that's the degree that Mars went retrograde at in Leo, was 6 degrees 11. So it will be done its post retrograde when Mars passes the 6 degree 11 mark in April. And so we're going to have a final opposition, I feel, with Pluto, with Mars and Leo coming up here. And so you think of Leo energy, it's the lion, the sun. So by Leo season, I've been seeing the numbers 8 consistently over the last week or so. So I do feel there's going to be a significant shift with Lionsgate. And if you see, she's kind of waiting in like a cup of water. And so an Ace of Cups. So really pour into yourself leading into this Lionsgate, I feel. And there's some type of an illumination, I feel, coming up connected to this All Tied Up card. So All Tied Up for me is almost like symbolic of an Eight of Swords. So when I think of the Eight of Swords energy in the tarot, it is the lower arcana or the minor arcana of the Devil card. So where are you keeping yourself trapped in an old mindset or an old belief or a toxic pattern of projection or shifting the blame or power and control dynamics? And I know Cancer energies are feeling this very prominently right now. If you've got any major Cancer placements in later degrees, we're feeling this intensely. And so really pay attention to where this retrograde is sitting at in your birth chart, because it's going to be moving forward. And so for me, for the last couple of months, I have felt so creatively blocked, like this Eight of Swords, to understand my own patterns. Yes, in the waiting pool. That's what it feels like. We're kind of in the waiting pool because we're still sifting through some old emotions, the waiting pool or the waiting pool. Yeah. And so, yeah, Uranus too is at play. And so right now we've got to recognize where we've been keeping ourselves stuck in these old outdated patterns. And the Four Agreements has really opened up a whole new level of shifting my mindset. And I notice I'm looking outside the window and the snow is coming down like crazy again. And so there is a lot of collective anxiety. It's almost like the 8 to the 9 of Swords energy collectively, because we are receiving a lot of divine downloads connected to truth. And so we really got to work on balance. Balance is a big energy collectively right now. When I think of the angel of balance, I think of Libra energy, and I'm also feeling like an 8 of Cups. So what is it that you do need to walk away from in order to release a pattern that maybe has plagued you forever? Because the sun is kind of shining a light on that. And so it's interesting, on the bottom of the tarot deck, oh, it's the World reversed with the Five of Pentacles reversed. Oh my God, and the Five of Swords reversed. Fives are challenging. So interesting. My grocery bill earlier this week on Monday, I went grocery shopping with my mom. My grocery bill came to $255.55. And I'm like, holy cow, that's a whole lot of fives. Fives are all about unexpected changes. You think of all of the fives and geez, there's a lot shifting. And so when the world comes out in reversed, there is a need to address negative, repetitive patterns. It means there's a lesson here that's incomplete, connected to Saturn energy. And so where are you repeating negative patterns? Negative patterns connected to making unwise choices, or, not recognizing like, hey, I don't have to be manipulative. I don't have to lack integrity to win. The Five of Swords can be like, hey, I'm going to win at all costs. It doesn't matter who I hurt in the process. And then the Five of Pentacles really is a lack mindset or a shift in abundance mindset, like a money mindset. It's also about, abandonment issues. And so there is some type of negative repetitive pattern connected to this change going on that needs to be addressed before we can move forward with the wheel. Look at that. I love it. Towards wish fulfillment, right? And so right now I feel collectively there's so much resistance when it comes to going within. There's a lot of mirroring going on as well. And so you think of a spiritual teacher or healer, oftentimes they don't realize that they're there to shine that mirror on some negative shadowy aspects. It's almost like so much resistance to doing the work, because in order to do the work, it does require rigorous honesty with self, right? And so on the bottom of the Archangel Michael deck, I love it, decide to be happy now. And so we loop around into these negative thoughts and we pull people down with us. Another thing that really stood out to me in the Four Agreements, and I think it was in the earlier chapters, I'm pretty sure it was a line that stated, misery loves company. So think about that. Misery does love company. And so if you find yourself drained or being dragged down, ask yourself, are you connected to people that like to stay in that loop of misery? Right? And where you're deceiving yourselves, right? Because we're not helping people by staying connected to them because they need that company in a state of misery. Happiness really is a choice. We do have to wake up every single day and choose to bring forward those positive affirmations, choose to be happy. It's a conscious decision, right? To not let things drag you down. And so Archangel Michael is kind of helping the collective right now open up their heart to the energy of happiness, joy, and bliss, but we have to consciously choose that. Life is always going to happen to us. There's always going to be a tower moment. There's always going to be struggles. People are going to leave, people are going to come, and we have to be willing to see the goodness in everything. Right? We got to take the good with the bad and we got to choose to be happy regardless, because ultimately we are all connected to this eternal love of God, of source, but it's all how we perceive it. It's all how we perceive how it's surrounding us. And I did look up and it was 11:11 on the live timer. And so there is, I feel, a lot of lessons coming forward about giving and receiving, reciprocity, equanimity within all of our relationship cycles. So I'll leave it at that, guys. We are going to jump in and we are going to start off with the sign of Aries. And so, like always, everyone, please feel free to apply these messages to your big three, your sun, your moon, your rising, and even your Jupiter, your Venus, and your North Node, if you feel guided to do that. You can apply all of these signs to any house in your birth chart. So let's get right into it. And let's get a card for each of the signs, starting with Aries. So what do we got for my Aries collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. We're going to take this one. Aries, we've got financial constraints. And it reminds me of that old nursery rhyme when we were kids, Old Mother Hubbard. Is that how it goes? I don't know, it's been so long. And so there's a rebirth here connected to your finances. That's what I'm feeling. And so things might feel a little bit bare. Things might be a little bit constrained when it comes to your income or having financial abundance when it comes to moving forward. But if you notice on the card, Aries, it is a 13, which is bringing forward some type of death or transformation. And so if things are feeling a little bit barren or a little bit stuck when it comes to moving forward, connected to your finances, this is part of your rebirth process. I'll never forget one of the biggest lessons I had to learn at the beginning of the journey was financial discipline. The universe will provide us with exactly what it is that we need, no more, no less. And so we can't really step into that full abundance mindset until we have that full sense of gratitude for what we have, even if we're being restricted or constrained when it comes to financial resources. And so every part of our life teaches us a lesson. So what is the tarot card connected to these financial constraints? I'm going to take the one that actually landed on the financial constraints card. And so I do feel, Aries, we get this Queen of Cups in reversed. I think you've been over giving. Where have you been so loving, so compassionate that you have self-sacrificed for somebody else? I do feel we can have love and we can be compassionate for everybody in our lives, but we can't do it to our own detriment. Okay, Aries? And so, yeah, I think we can all apply this to somewhere, right, in our lives. And so I do feel it's like you need to get reconnected to your intuition. There could be so much energy in and around you. It might be hard for you to understand your intuition. What I notice on this card, if we flip it up right, she's got a box of tarot cards, it looks like a box of tarot cards, and it says Angel Tarot. And if we look at this card upright, Aries, That cup is covered. You've got to only pour into yourself right now, Aries. This is a big message of taking care of yourself, trusting in your intuition. I do feel you could have family and friends here trying to distort your reality. And so I think emotions could be overruling you at this time, connected to what is kind of being constrained here, connected to your finances. And you can have a lot of deep love for a lot of people here. And following your heart, I'm always going to encourage people to follow their heart, but you have to give that love and that compassion to yourself first. And so stop self sacrificing, okay? Let's get you a message from Archangel Michael. What does Archangel Michael have for Aries? Lean on God, Aries. Lean on God and the angels for support. Give this to God. I'll never forget that moment when I went through my last ascension, and that's what I kept saying, give it to God, give it to God. That is what surrender is. That is what surrendering control is. You give it to God, because ultimately God is in charge of everything. And so whatever situation has you feeling constrained financially, give those concerns to God, the angels, your spirit guides, and step out of the way so they can bring forward the help that you need. And so there is this energy, I feel, of like a divine miracle about to shine through for you. So have that faith, lean on God, and give it to God, Aries, okay? We're going to move on to Taurus next. Messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. What do we got for my Taurus collective? Okay. Oh my God, Taurus, we get the door to value, complete opposite of Aries energy. So that is so interesting. Aries was a 13 card. This one is a 31. So what I feel is resistance. I feel, Taurus, you've got this Five of Wands energy inside of you resisting receiving. Where do you need to open up to receiving? Because the doorway is opening up and it's about to bring forward a lot of abundance, but you have to recognize your worth. You have to recognize your value. And maybe you're being asked to release people that try to create confusion. When I think of a Five of Wands energy, there could be a lot of outside opinions here coming at you, and you're going to have to decipher which ones are valid. But I do feel you've got to release this internal struggle in regards to receiving, because I do feel you are about to walk through the doorway of greater abundance. So what is this door to value about for my Taurus collective? I do feel root chakra. You might want to work on some root chakra healing. We got a pile out, so I'm going to take the one on top, and we get awakening in reversed. So Pisces energy, the Hanged Man in reverse. It's time to be all done being the martyr. I feel you're getting unstuck. I think this Mars retrograde has probably got you in this pause energy, so you could go into states of reflection to gain a deeper insight. You might want to burn some incense about your awakening journey, and to see things in a whole new light when it comes to your money mindset, your abundance mindset is what I'm feeling. And so embrace this whole new light coming in. I do feel you are here to work in some type of charity or some type of service industry. And with the North Node now in Pisces, pay attention to where that is transiting in your chart, or what parts of your birth chart it's aspecting, because it's going to be activating those points. And so I do feel you are being called to embrace abundance, to get yourself unstuck if you've been feeling a little bit stuck. So what is the message from Archangel Michael? All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. Decide to be happy now. So Taurus, it's time to decide to be happy now. Open up your heart. Maybe there's a block on the heart that needs to be released in order to fully receive love, joy, bliss, and abundance. But I do think it's time to just see the goodness in everything, because you know what? Abundance isn't always monetary gains. Abundance is joy. It is peace. It is love. Abundance is really an inside job. And when you feel abundant and you're filled with gratitude, that will bring more abundance onto your path. So that's what I've got for Taurus. Yep, Sandra. Okay. Gemini, what do we got for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node messages for My Gemini collective. Oh, we got 2 flip right out. Gemini, I feel some type of heart chakra activation, and I do feel this probably is connected to that Jupiter in retrograde that we had in Gemini, and I do realize it's moving forward now, but we are still a little bit in that post shadowy energy, and so you could have recently gone through a heart chakra activation. I do feel almost like a Queen of Cups energy, so pay attention to where you have major water placements in your chart, Gemini. And so I do feel like almost like some type of ego death. I feel some type of ego death and coming out of that. And so stripping away illusions, seeing things from a higher perspective. When I think of the heart, that is the all-seeing eye. That is the psychic receptor, is the heart chakra. And if the heart chakra is blocked, our psychic reception can be a little bit skewed and a little bit shrouded. And so I do feel you're still resting, you're still rejuvenating, taking a step back, and I do feel meditation is key. The 19 card is I feel like a major clearing of codependencies. So recognizing codependencies in your life and putting that faith and that trust in the universe through the heart chakra. So what needs to be paired with this for Gemini? Gemini, it's your card. It is your major arcana card, and we do have the Magician. And so magic really is alive. I feel this could even be bigger than just Gemini. I think this could be collective because of the Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. And so you have everything that you need to manifest success. So believe it. Believe that you can achieve it. So it's interesting. Gemini on the low vibration is afraid to speak up. Gemini is a divine messenger energy. It is a messenger of God. It is ruled by Mercury. And sometimes we can almost be like gatekeepers when it comes to not wanting to share our information, maybe for fear of persecution. But I do feel recognition of some type of Akashic truth. You've got some divine protection around you, so pay attention. Really pay attention to the messages that are coming through for you, Gemini, because I just feel you have everything you need. And so the Magician, too, has to be willing to shed the old in order to bring in the new. And so I feel like you're shedding layers so you can live a heart-centered reality. So what is the message from Archangel Michael for Gemini? What do we got for my Gemini collective? All right, be gentle with yourself. So if you have recently gone through a heart chakra activation or awakening, I do feel, yeah, like a rebirth process. We've got the baby lamb. And so you're finally ready to come out of that rebirth process. So treat yourself with love, treat yourself with nurturing, be gentle with yourself, be gentle in everything that you do, the way you think, the way you speak, what you're doing. I do feel you are opening up a new path of compassionate service. You are deserving of love, Gemini. And so release any feelings of guilt so that you can experience lasting inner peace. And that is what I have for my Gemini collective. Okay, we are going to move on to Cancer next. Messages for Cancer, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Cancer, the world. And so you are closing out major karmic cycles. It's a 29 card. 29 is a karmic debt number. It also breaks down to 11. And so I feel mastery. I feel completion, Cancer. But I do feel you're kind of in the shadows still. If we look at this world card, it's feeling a little bit dark. It's feeling a little bit shadowy. And so something about eclipse season. We are going into eclipse season. March is going to be huge for astrology. We are going to have a full moon in Virgo eclipse, and we're going to have a new moon eclipse in Aries. And so things are going to get very interesting. So we're still kind of working with the sludge or the drudgery of the North Node in Aries transit, South Node in Libra. And so there's going to be some type of completion around those eclipses is what I'm feeling for you, Cancer. And so you're still kind of working through the darkness is what it feels like, but you are completing some type of cycle with the World card. So be gentle with yourself. You're still kind of in that shadowy shadow integration work as you complete a cycle. And so this might not come full circle until Mars in Cancer reaches the 29th degree mark, so be mindful of that. But let's see what the tarot message is. Okay, and then it come out sideways. I can't even make this up. So we get the world to the world. So there's a recognition here of negative repetitive patterns that needs to be completed. I'm going to leave it sideways. So this is a challenge. I feel you are in a very challenging energy. Do not try to fight against these energies. Go with the flow, because after this completion, you are going towards a lot of spiritual enlightenment. Okay, Cancer, you're going towards freedom to be yourself, to be free, to be a sovereign being. And so really pay attention to all of the fixed energies in your chart. Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. Oh my goodness. So I do feel you're also working with the energies of Saturn here. And we do have Saturn shifting into Aries this year. It is going to go retrograde. It is going to backtrack back into Pisces. And so there's some type of completion taking place this year for you, Cancer. So what is the message from Archangel Michael for Cancer, please? What is the message for Cancer? Archangel Michael, what do you got for my Cancer collective when it comes to this completion? All right. Go forward fearlessly. Cancer, you do need to remember you are a cardinal sign. And so you are here for leadership. Okay, so thank the angels for walking with you every step of the way, for holding your hand, for giving you confidence and courage, and guiding you through your thoughts in order to take action in the direction of love and your true life's purpose. And so get ready to go forward fearlessly. That is what I have for Cancer. Beautiful energies. Okay, Leo is up next. What do I got for Leo? What do we got? Door to Spirit. Okay, so Leo, we are definitely feeling some heart energy here. It's a 32 card. I'm being shown the Six of Wands. What I'm hearing is victory after challenges. And so I feel it's really time to invite Spirit to be that number one in your life. Maybe it's time to really get grounded in a spiritual practice of connection every single day. I heard meditation. I think of the Six of Wands. It is the victory card. It is winning after facing so many challenges and struggles. And so I just feel Spirit is about to open a whole new doorway of opportunities for you, Leo. So what do we got to pair with this for Leo? Okay, but there's some things you're going to have to walk away from. We get the Eight of Cups. And so both of these energies, the door is wide open. So what I heard is, hey, I'm going to leave the door open. You want to be a part of my life? Come on in. You want to leave my life? Then get out the way, but don't stand in the doorway. Yeah, feeling it. So Spirit is urging you to move on from people, places, and things that are really hindering your path of going towards ultimate wish fulfillment. So Leo, it's like this seeking energy. You want more from life than what it is you're experiencing. And so you are on a major spiritual quest, and it's time to walk through this new doorway. So I think there's major life changes ahead. There's going to be a change in priorities. So what does Archangel Michael have to say to this for Leo? What do you got for us, Archangel Michael? Okay, they're really talking to me today. Use your imagination and you will see the answer. Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help. So I just feel your imagination, third eye, whatever visions you're receiving, use them, because I do think you're going down a new creative path and you're going to come up with the answer. You're going to find that solution. So get ready to leave a lot of things behind here, Leo. I'm feeling that too, probably by Lionsgate. Okay. Virgo is up next. What do we got for my Virgo collective? Okay, it kind of flipped out in reversed. Doorway to personal healing and happiness. And so I'm going to just talk about this in reversed here. It's a 34 card. So it's almost like an Eight of Wands in reversed. I feel like you might be feeling blocked. Blocked when it comes to communication. I feel communication blocks need to be addressed, whether it's a pattern with communication or you feel blocked by somebody, maybe somebody's blocked you, or you just feel blocked when it comes to your channeling abilities. I just feel this Eight of Wands in reverse is saying, hey, you need to take a step back. What really is going to bring you healing and happiness? Maybe you're feeling blocked with communication right now, so you can readdress or reaffirm your path. I just feel a realization is going to come through as to what is blocking this doorway of going towards personal healing and happiness. So, what is this all about? Okay, there's the blocks. There is the blocks. And so it's almost like an unwillingness to make a choice of going forward towards a certain path. So I feel a lot of heady energy, and Virgo, you are probably the most airy earth sign that there is. Very analytical, very structured energy. Virgo, I feel it's really time to drop into your heart when it comes to making a decision moving forward, especially if you're feeling blocked with communication. So if there's a problem, you can't pretend that there's no problem. You can't sweep it under the rug, and you certainly can't keep over analyzing something, because that will create even more blocks. So I think really look at this situation at face value, because I feel within the next couple of weeks, these blocks are going to be removed. So really sit in what it is you need to look at so you can drop that energy back into the heart and stop being a people pleaser, okay? I do want to say that. So what has Archangel Michael got for you, Virgo? Oh, we got two, and I'm going to take it. Self-respect. And let go of fear now. That's so interesting. Self-respect. Oh, when we have self-respect for ourselves, we do see ourselves in everyone and everything, right? And so I do think the angels and God are helping you see yourself as you're supposed to see yourself, through the eyes of love. And so if you have recently had somebody disrespect you or dishonor you, take a step back and give yourself the courage to maybe speak up on your own behalf, right? Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to set those firm boundaries in place, because self-respect will show others your boundaries and your limitations of how you will allow people to speak to you and treat you. And so ask for protection right now. I feel when it comes to a lot of your relationships, Virgo, you are surrounded by the angels, and they are guiding you only towards loving and kind people. And so pray to Archangel Michael and ask him to help you feel safe, because I feel with this sword on the card, Archangel Michael is helping you not only cut through illusions, but to cut through any toxic cords with people that aren't going with you on the next leg of your journey. And so I think there's a very big clearing, Virgo, of heavy, toxic, ego-based energy, whether somebody's coming at you with their ego or you're rambling in your mind space with your own egoic thoughts and patterns and feelings. But this heaviness, it's getting lifted, and that's what I feel for Virgo. Yeah, definitely feeling that too with the Virgo energy as a Virgo moon. Okay, Libra, what do we have for my Libras out there? Okay, we're going to look at Libra, the angel of balance. So there's a lot of walking away, I feel, as well for you, Libra. That's what I'm feeling. And so when I look at the pyramids, I feel you're probably receiving all kinds of ancient wisdom, some truth connected to some past lives. And I almost feel like a genie in the bottle energy. So I feel almost like a magician quality. So right now, Libra, you are asked to bring your life into balance, and it is going to require a lot of walking away. Maybe even walking away from an old mindset, from people, whatever is holding you back in a state of chronic indecision. So what is this angel of balance all about for Libra? Okay, Four of Swords. So you are in a very healing portal. Fours are about foundations, right? I do feel you've got a lot of divine protection around you right now, Libra. And so right now you're being asked to stay balanced. You are being asked to take off your armor, take off your suited armor, and receive. I think there's a receiving of insights. There's meditation that is needed. You kind of just need to take a step back and take a break still over the next 4 weeks or so, Libra. Um, I do feel there's a decision here, but I also feel there's like mental exhaustion because you're overthinking a decision that needs to be made. And there could be a block on the throat. I'm definitely feeling that. And it doesn't have to be your block. But I do feel pay attention to what's coming through while you're sleeping in dream space, because I do feel there's a lot of insights coming forward over the next 4 weeks about what you do need to leave behind and how to take off that suit of armor in order to receive all of these insights that are coming through. So, what does Archangel Michael have for Libra? Your home is protected by angels. And so I felt foundations with the 4 card. And so you are protected. Yeah, dreams for sure. My dreams have been so vivid, strange and vivid. But I do feel your home is protected. Anybody that inhabits your home is protected at this time, Libra. I just feel you can even ask for extra protection, or even go around and ensure that each window, each doorway is protected. Ask the angels to add extra protection. But I do feel right now you're being guided towards higher vibrations in order to manifest more money. So if you've been struggling with money, I think these insights that are coming through are going to really help you manifest more abundance in your life. But there is some things that you do need to walk away from. So that is what I have for Libra. And we are going to move on to Scorpio next. Messages for Scorpio. We got the thinking man came out, and it was kind of a little bit reversed, kind of a little bit sideways. Whenever I see this thinking man, Scorpio, I always think of Cinderella. And so we're going to talk about it upright and reversed, because I'm kind of getting a couple of messages here. When I think of the thinking man, I do think of almost like a King of Swords energy. Thinking thoughts is air energy. And with the 46 card, there's almost like a 6 of Cups in reversed at play or upright. And so there could be a release of somebody from the past. That is this King of Swords energy, upright or reversed. The King of Swords can be very cold and very detached at times, right? Upright, very forthright, very honest, but oftentimes can be very harsh with their communication. And so maybe you're releasing an old connection that at one point in time you thought was going to be your wish fulfillment. But I do feel you're also all up in your head here, Scorpio, which is so not like a water sign. And you need to get clear about what it is that you want. So there could be patterns here, and this could be connected to a father wound coming through. So we're going to leave that sideways. But I do feel patterns connected to childhood coming up, needing to be addressed, cutting through illusions. So what is the tarot card linking this thinking man to Scorpio's energy? Oh, geez, right away. 9 of Swords in reversed. So lots of heady energy for a water placement coming through. I think there's fear. There's maybe fear about the future, uncertainty about your path. But I do feel stop expecting the worst. I know, Scorpio, you can get deep and you can get dark at times, all up in that head. And when we keep expecting the worst, we're going to create that self-fulfilling prophecy over and over and over again. And so you are being called to refocus your thoughts. So if you're having trouble sleeping at night, if you're overthinking everything from the past over and over again, maybe connected to an ex-lover or an ex-husband or a father wound, it's time to release the worry, release the fear, because I do think you need to get a little bit more sleep here, Scorpio. So what does Archangel Michael have to say? It's almost like a cycle is coming to a close. 9s are endings, 9s are completion. And I just feel like the worst has already happened. So stop reliving the past. There's a new beginning here and a fresh new start. So right away, Spirit's like, yeah, stop reliving the past. So let it go. There's a brand new beginning here. There's a fresh new start. And so I do feel the angels are helping you release the past. So ask the angels to fill you with trust. because there are some major life changes ahead and you need to lean into trust. And that is what I have for Scorpio. Very interesting. Okay. Saggy is up next. What do we got for Sagittarius? Okay, Sag. We get the third chakra. We get the solar plexus. And so the solar plexus is power and control dynamics, right? This is our energy source. This is our vitality to take action. And so there really isn't much going on with Sagittarius energy right now in the collective, but we do have Pisces, a lot of Pisces, which squares it up to Sagittarius. And so you might find yourself feeling boxed in when it comes to a certain situation where maybe you feel like your power has been taken from you and you're being asked to take back control of a situation here. It's a 37 card. So I do feel a King of Cups energy coming through. So you could be dealing with a King of Cups. You could be embodying this King of Cups energy. But it's really time to take action on behalf of yourself is what it's feeling like. So what is this all about? I feel like a solar plexus recalibration, and that could definitely be linked to the Mars retrograde. And what do we get? We get the Strength card. It's almost like you have to find your personal power to assert yourself. If you feel like your power has been taken away from you, you have to find that inner strength to take back control of a situation. This could be addictions. You could be dealing with another person in a power struggle dynamic. It could just be a recalibration here. And I do feel the divine is cautioning you to take charge of a situation here, to understand that you're stronger than you even realize, Sagittarius. And so compassion, maybe forgiveness needs to come through. Maybe that's blocking you finding your personal strength, because we can assert ourselves and still be kind. We can definitely be kind and assertive at the same time. So what does Archangel Michael have to say about this for Sagittarius? Okay. Spend more time outdoors. I know I don't want to be spending any time outdoors right now. It's like -10 out there. It's so freaking cold here. But you are being motivated to connect with the earth, to connect with the earth, to connect with nature, to bring things back into perspective. So maybe you just need to go and give it back to the earth. I know whenever the energies are heavy or I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I like to go into the backyard. I've got a great big maple tree that's got to be at least 100 years old. And I'll either just put my hand on it, or I'll hug the tree, or I'll just lean up against the tree. But get grounded, get rooted, and get ready to take action on your behalf. And grounding that energy out in nature is definitely going to help you, Sagittarius, okay? Capricorn is up next. What do we got for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. We get the Moon. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. We do have a Queen of Swords energy, and we do get the Moon. So we're kind of in between moon cycles right now. We just had that full moon in Leo, and we are going to have a new moon in Sagittarius. I believe it's the 28th. I'm pretty sure it's the 28th. Could be the 27th. Maybe it's the 27th. But we do have a new moon here. And so this is about cutting through illusions, cutting through confusions, because I do feel a Queen of Swords energy coming through. And so there could be somebody here that has recently exposed some truth. There goes the throat chakra. There's a need to get honest or speak honestly about a situation. There could be a lot of confusion. So really think about the intentions that you want to set going into that new moon in Pisces. Because when I think of Pisces, it's the beginning and the end. And this new moon is going to be at 9 degrees 50, which is also carrying with it the vibration of the Hermit with the 10 of Cups. So what is your fulfillment? What is going to bring you that fulfillment? And really think about that. Plant those seeds. That's another thing about the 4 agreements, the seeds that we plant. So what seeds do you want to plant going into that new moon? Because we're still in the releasing of the full moon in Leo energy. So pay attention to where Pisces is at in your birth chart, Capricorn. Because I do feel there's time, that it's an energy of like getting rigorously honest about where you are, where you're going, what you need to release, and planting that seed coming up here, moving into next week. So what is the tarot message for Capricorn? What do we got for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node? Planting those seeds. The Page of Swords. So this really is about, I feel you're being challenged. I feel there's like a major intellectual challenge when it comes to a mindset coming through. I think you're receiving insights. It's time to get blunt, or maybe somebody's been blunt with you with communication, or maybe you've been blunt with somebody. But I do feel there's some very challenging information coming in, or maybe you are having a challenging conversation with somebody, and this is really getting you in this state of reviewing. The Page of Swords is saying you got to dig a little bit deeper. We look at this page, we get all of these blue butterflies. Are you speaking honestly? Are you speaking truthfully? Um, is there maybe a need to transform your communication patterns with yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you speak with others? This is all about learning something new, too. The Page of Swords is about learning something new. So really get ready to plant some seeds going into that new moon next week. What does Archangel Michael have to say to Capricorn? Admit the truth to yourself. So admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. I appreciate your support, Archangel Michael, in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. So where have you not been honest with yourself, whether it's a situation or with another person? There's a lack of honesty here, and there's a need to get really honest and to find that courage and that strength to face all of these feelings so you can start down a whole new path, no matter how challenging this truth is that you've got to sit with. Okay. All right. Aquarius is up next. What do we got for Aqua? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Aquarius, all tied up. All tied up. And I feel a King of Wands energy here. So it's almost like restriction, restricted from taking action, whether you're being held back by somebody or you're just being asked to address certain patterns before you can take action. But I feel restrictive energy when it comes to taking action towards something that you desire, or even towards a leadership path with that King of Wands energy coming through. So you're trapped. What are you trapped in? Oh, you're trapped when it comes to making a decision connected to love. We get the Lovers card sideways. Very interesting. And so the Lovers is usually a decision between two. And so maybe you find yourself trapped in a situation and your heart is tugging you to go in another direction. Archangel Raphael, I feel, is working with you. And I do feel this is also connected to that Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. So maybe you've been stuck in a situation of codependency or feeling trapped in a commitment of some sort, and you're receiving intuitive downloads about making a decision from the heart. So I do think you do have to make a decision here to restore your health. If you've been struggling with health issues, it's likely due to a situation where you're feeling trapped in it. And so I do feel get ready to make an unexpected choice in love coming up here, maybe after the post shadow period of Jupiter in Gemini retrograde. But I do feel there's a tugging on the heart here. It's not, I want to say it looked like mistletoe at first, but it's not. But it's almost like the tree of life. Some type of wisdom is being activated. And the Lovers is a deep past life connection, a deep, intimate, true love connection is coming through for you, Aquarius. So what does Archangel Michael have to say about this? He kind of was spinning. So you might be spinning, and you've probably been taking your time when it comes to making this decision. If there is a decision between two people, I'm sure that's not easy, because it's never easy to walk away and hurt somebody, to go towards somebody that your heart is calling you to go towards. If that's the case, it doesn't have to be the case. But I do feel Archangel Michael is working with you to stay strong, to be honest about making this decision. I do feel you are kind of in this very detached energy of needing to take a step back and to allow maybe something to just unfold naturally. Maybe there's an organic ending happening, naturally happening, and you are definitely protected when it comes to making this decision. And that is what I have for Aquarius. And we're going to close it off with Pisces, last but not least. What have we got for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. We get the Three of Swords energy. We get the 9. It's a 9 card. We get the broken heart. And so I feel Hermit, spending a lot of time mending a broken heart. That's what I'm feeling. So this Pisces season, I feel, is all about you going within and healing from heartbreak. Doesn't mean you're in it right now. It can be happening right now. It can be a previous broken heart, but it's not quite broken. It's mending it. So putting your pieces back together, and I do feel completion, healing from heartbreak, the final sludge of healing from heartbreak. Um, I just feel like, oh, I've never really noticed that. Look at on the, it looks like one little teardrop. No more tears. The final release of the broken heart energy, and I do feel gaining wisdom with that 9 energy. And so look at that. You're moving on. We get the Chariot. We get the King of Swords in reverse. And so I do feel as we close out this Mars retrograde, come Cancer season, you are going to be ready to go full steam ahead. So if you're healing from narcissistic abuse, or you're healing from somebody that maybe ghosted you or just wasn't emotionally available or didn't have what it takes to communicate clearly with you, I feel you are finally ready to just move on. You're moving on from heartbreak. You've taken that lesson. You've looked at it objectively. You have turned it into wisdom, right? When we take our pain, when we take our trauma and we turn it into wisdom, the sky is the limit. And so you're either stepping into emperor or empress status, because only an emperor or an empress rides in a chariot. And there's going to be rewards when it comes to this hard work that you've put in, healing your heart from maybe somebody that just wasn't able to communicate their feelings towards you, or somebody that was very cold and maybe hurt you very deeply, betrayed you. I just feel you're finding your determination and your willpower to move on. So I think your priorities are shifting. So what does Archangel Michael have to say about this for Pisces? What do we got for Pisces? Okay, explore your options. We do have multiple soulmates in life, and this is not the end-all be-all. And guess what? We have to go through many heartbreaks before we find the one. And so I think you're getting ready to explore your options. You might not be ready to do that until Cancer season, or until Mars is out of Cancer and into Leo. But I do feel the angels are helping you see that there's always going to be an alternative direction or alternative options, and you can access that at any time. So I think you're going to need to really assess and discern who is worth your time. But I do think you are being guided towards a whole new direction when it comes to your happiness and your life purpose, Pisces. So really good messages today. I really enjoyed those and the decks that I chose. So keep an eye on the community tab, and over in the Facebook group, I am going to announce the book of the month for February by the end of the weekend, and that gives everybody a little bit of time to get that book. I do want to finish reading this, and I do think I'm going to have to read it again. It was such an easy read. I will be reading this book for a second time over the weekend, just to make sure those seeds are planted firmly in my consciousness for the new path. And I'm going to be making little post-it notes of the 4 agreements and post them all over the house. I'm so excited about that. But yes, I enjoyed this so much too. Thank you for being here, Regine and Zandra and Tanya. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.